Welcome back to another episode of D Sports Gurus. I'm your host, Fresh, back with another episode. I know, it's been a minute. Had a lot going on, moved, got sick, had to go out of town. But I'm back ready to give y'all a jam-packed show, so stay tuned. I might have to separate this in two different parts because we got a lot to talk about. First off, like, subscribe, comment, add, follow, do all that good stuff so you can get the notifications when we drop a new show. Especially if you enjoy the content. If you don't enjoy the content, if you disagree with some points that I make, please feel free to engage. Regardless of what people may think, I love opposing viewpoints. I love opposing opinions. It forces us to look at our perspectives, look at how we see things, and sometimes we can find some middle ground, and sometimes I might not find middle ground. Sometimes I might just straight tell you to shut up with your opinion because it doesn't make sense. If that's how I'm feeling, that's how I'm feeling. But we're gonna be talking Pistons basketball first. Before I get into football, I'm gonna do another episode for football. It's been a lot going on in the football world. Football has been treating me real good. Basketball, not so much. I mean, I don't play basketball like physically. Like, that's not something that I do. That's not my sport of choice. Currently, I'm a football player. I play semi-pro football. So I'm living vicariously through the Pistons. And as y'all know, I moved to Minnesota. So I'm living through the Timberwolves as well. You know, my girl, she got a job working for the Timberwolves. So I'm living through the T-Wolves as well. I'm actually going to my first Timberwolves game tonight. So I'm going to go check out the Timberwolves play Memphis. It shouldn't be a two-pack game because, of course, Ja is out for the season. Not only is Ja out for the season, I believe Desmond Bane. I called him Aaron Bane. Desmond Bane, I'm sorry. I believe I'm not sure the seriousness of his injury, but I know he's gonna be out for some time. And so that just happened. So they're gonna be very, very short-handed. Memphis gonna be very short-handed. I'm gonna get a chance to see some Gigi Jackson. I actually was a Gigi Jackson fan and wanted the Pistons to take a look at Gigi Jackson in that second round, or a late first round pick. They ended up going with Sasser, which I got mixed feelings about. I'll talk about it in a little bit. I mean, the main mixed feelings I got about Sasser is not about Sasser. It's more so about, hey, we could have used a different position of need. We could have went with a forward there. I just knew we was going to go with a four-man. I was trying to plug in another four-man, and they went with Sasser. That's what they saw. Even outside of Sasser, Brandon Brzezinski was another guy who I was high on. But they went with Sasser. So the Pistons played the Timberwolves last night, actually. So I actually got to see both of my teams play each other. It was an interesting game. I was rooting for Detroit, of course. I could only root for the Timberwolves. They playing anybody else besides Detroit. So I was rooting for the Pistons. I thought the Pistons played a very good game. I thought it was a key pivotal moment in the game, coaching wise, that I felt like Monty may have took his foot off the gas a little bit or dropped the ball. And he let the team go through a tough stretch where I felt like Minnesota eventually prevailed. I knew going in it would be a tough matchup because you got Cat and Gobert, those 2-footers that you got to deal with, and we only had Dern. We had Dern and Stewart. Stewart ended up playing a pretty okay game until he got hurt late in the game. I'm gonna say like fourth quarter. I'm not sure the seriousness, extensions of his injuries, but that was that. What we got a chance to see last night is we got to see another breakout game from Jaden Ivey. Lil Cuz put on a nice performance. He put up he matched his career high. I want to say he had 32 or 34, one of them, right? Um, some assists, some rebounds, etc. Right? Um, yeah, that's what we saw. Monty came out recently and said that the organization had came down and had a meeting with him, and they told them that his usage of Jaden Ivey um what didn't exist, that he wasn't taking advantage or trying to utilize Jaden's skill sets and in the proper ways, I would say. Just having him stand in the corner, um, pretty much having everybody stand in the corner. Like, I've been adamant for a while now, like, yo, we got to get more ball movement, ball flow. We got to get more ball movement, ball flow. People think it's a matter of just like, so when we talk about the fit of Jaden and Cade Cunningham, people think it's a matter of, oh, well, Jaden's just got to learn how to shoot and, we'll be better. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. You know what I mean? Like, even if we were like some Piston fans, I feel like have this idea that if we just surround Cade with shooters, that will solve all the Piston problems. And it's like, nah, not really, because y'all not really paying attention to the game. Like, so in theory, what they see is Cade being bottled up and focused in on by our opponents, right? And their response is, okay, so we could eliminate the help man by having a shooter that the help guy gotta stay attached to. And that's cool, but that still doesn't make for good basketball. Like, we're putting another guy out there that can shoot just for him to stand so we can run pick and roll and just watch Cade just play isolation basketball all day. I mean, that's cool and all, but what you see happens is when teams ratchet up the defense and they figure out a way to stop that, then it's like, all right, now you got to pass the ball. And now the other players that you passing the ball to, in my opinion, they don't have rhythm. They don't have a flow. They haven't been involved in the offense throughout the game. You can't just try to rely on them in small moments. Like, I watch basketball. I watch other teams play. I watch other good players. I don't see anyone being successful that plays basketball like that. Like, you don't. Especially if you're gonna be the guy that's taking all the shots, you can't come down and get the team into the offensive flow. Like, you can't. Like, we having a man come down, dribble up the court, get his pick and roll, and everybody stand there, and he dribble for 20 seconds at a clock to force a shot or force a pass, and now it's a forced shot. That's bad basketball. Yeah, Cade numbers look good, and they look gaudy. He got 7 assists. For those Cade fans, they can say he's one of the players averaging 27 and 7 or whatever the case may be, right? But we suck. We lose 28 games in a row. And it's not just because we got a weak supporting cast around him. That's not just the case. Like, it's a reason why we could take Cade off the floor, and then you see, like, damn, this shit opened up. It look like it looks good. It's a reason why. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean Cade is the problem. Because some of y'all will see a game like that without Cade, and some of y'all would think like, oh, damn. Should we better without Cade? Mo, we're not better without Cade. Do y'all actually go look at the numbers, man, and pay attention to the numbers? The plus minus numbers with Cade and Jaden on the court validates that when they both on the court, we're a better team. The problem is when they're off the court, focus on that. Like the coach answer and solution to them being off the court has been Bogey. Bogey in his last 10 games, he doesn't have one game with a net positive. That means he's a net negative player. For all that he does, for all he super efficient, he doesn't make us better. The team actually is worse with him. Why do you think he was left on Utah by himself and just out there? It's because it is that he doesn't actually make the team better. Yeah, he looks good. He looks like a good player, but he doesn't make us actually better, man. What we need to see is the team, Monty, Cade, and everyone lean into trusting Jaden more with offensive control. That doesn't mean that he should control the offense. That means that he should have some offensive control. He could control 30% of the 35, 40% of the shit. Nobody said he got to be 100% the man and in control of the offense and the offense running through him. No, that's not what we're saying. But the numbers and the eye test suggest that, giving him some control will be beneficial for the Pistons, for him, and for Cade. All the way around. Like, it just makes sense. Like it is not rocket science. Even when we was running out of lineup with Killian, Cade, and Ivey, it was producing net numbers, net positive numbers. We just won't do it enough. Then the thing about like Asar, like I just feel like people are predetermining what's what instead of letting the evaluation determine it. Like you don't gotta determine somebody is no good for your club. You can put them in, observe, look at the numbers, and then make that determination. That's like a guy like Hamidou Diallo who didn't make this team this year, right? I can't understand why. Like, the knock on him is he can't shoot. So what? What I'm more concerned about is when he's in the game, are we better or are we worse? That's my biggest bottom line. As a coach, as a fan, as a player, as a GM, as an owner, that's my bottom barometer. When that man is in the game, are we better or are we worse? Simple as that. It's like we keep trying to make it be rocket science. So currently where we at, we just had a trade that just happened within the organization. You have Marvin Bagley and Isaiah Livers traded for Mike Muscala and Danilo Gallinari. So in this transaction, the Pistons gave up 2 second-round picks. And a lot of people are upset why a lot of reports came out. Some people question, well, what's the point of this move? Why give up assets? One, I feel like second-round picks ain't shit. Not saying you can't get a good pick. And I feel like, for us, maybe a second-round pick is a little more valuable for the Pistons, right? If it's our picks that we sent out. Now, we sent out somebody else's picks, then so be it. If we sent out our picks, then yeah, those picks might be a little valuable. But they're in a couple years from now, so we don't know what they could be. right? So not too valuable or whatever like that, right? And in turn, what we got back is 2 expiring contracts, which allow us to have more money to put into free agency, which I don't understand why so many of you were up in arms and upset about. Like, a lot of y'all didn't like Bagley, didn't want Bagley on the team, or all y'all did was complain about Bagley, even though he had a solid year this year. He's been having a solid year in the little time he's been allowed to play, because they really haven't allowed him to play a lot. You know what I mean? But the little time he has played, he has had a solid year, if we're being honest, right? So, a lot of y'all didn't like the Bagley contract. A lot of y'all didn't like the Bagley player. And Monty wasn't playing Bagley. So in 40 games or something like that, he probably played Bagley 20 games. So if a guy's not playing every game, he's not being valued, why not get rid of him? It costed us a little bit because we took on some expiring contracts. But I mean, that's where we're at, right? We're not in a position where we have leverage. We don't have leverage as far as an asset, management perspective. We just don't have the leverage, right? It's even like everybody want to propose all of these trades to try to go get Siakam and OG and DeJounte Murray and more, right? Y'all talking about all-star caliber players. We don't have the assets to get all-star caliber players. You see, Siakam went for 3 first rounders. Come on, nah. Pistons don't have that. And nor should they be willing to want to pay that, like, for Siakam. For a guy that's just going to get us to 500. Every day, I got a few guys bombarding the Pistons groups about DeJounte Murray trades. Oh, DeJounte Murray would be the perfect fit next to Cade, Cunningham, and blah, blah, blah. Well, DeJounte Murray is playing next to a point guard that's averaging 20 and 10. And they're below 500. How is he going to impact us being above 500 if he can't even impact Atlanta being above 500? I'm not saying it's his fault or anything like that, but not only does he have Trae Young in Atlanta, but he has Clint Capella, he got DeAndre Hunter, he got Onyeka Anaku. Anaku, I can't say his name. Onyeka. They got Onyeka. They got Bogdan. Not Bogdan. They got Bogdan. They got Jalen Johnson. I believe that's his name, Jalen Johnson. The second year guy out of Duke, I believe, who's balling, looking like another stud out of nowhere for them. They got AJ Griffin over there. Sadiq Bey. They got dudes up the wazoo. So if Atlanta can't make it work with DeJounte Murray, how are we supposed to make it work as the Pistons? I don't know. That's just the type of questions that I have, right? You know, if the Raptors can't make it work, they got Scotty Barnes, Siakam. They had OG. They had Van Fleet last year. Like, it's Schroeder this year. If they can't, Gary Trent Jr., another guy who guys saying we should target, if they can't make it work with those guys, then why do we need those guys? I'm not even saying that some of those guys aren't good guys to have on our team. But if they can't make it work, then why would we pay a large why would we give away major assets to acquire that type of player? Why would we pay a astounding amount of money to acquire that player? Not saying that we can't pay a nice amount, because when we talk about free agency, we're going to have to pay a nice amount to secure some of the free agents away from their teams, away from their franchises. Like, it's some restricted free agents that their teams aren't expecting them to get major offers from out the market. There are some low-key shooters that I like, you know what I mean, who their team isn't probably expecting that player to receive a major offer within the marketplace. But if we were to come along and offer that cash, those players won't refuse that. Like they won't refuse that because they will look at it like, yeah, I'm getting the cheese, I'm getting some bread, and I'm gonna get an extra opportunity to get more buckets, to earn more money possibly. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a better situation for me. And that easily can be done. There'll only be about 4 or 5 teams that'll have some cap space. And a lot of those teams will have to worry about prioritizing to re-sign their own players, like we would have to as well. But we don't have a lot of guys that we are trying to keep. So whereas when Indiana go to free agency, they're gonna have to worry about re-signing Siakam. Obi Toppin is a free agent. Buddy Hield is a free agent. You know what I'm saying? Like, Indiana got a little bit more choices to make. Philadelphia, they're going to have some cash too. But when they go to free agency, they got Tobias Harris coming off the books. They got Kelly Oubre coming off the books. And remember, they got Oubre on a steal deal. They signed Oubre for like $2 million. Oubre done outplayed that deal by 5 times. You know what I mean? So he going to be looking for his check, or he going to be looking to get a check from somewhere else. That's another guy that we could target. Not saying that we can get an Oubre, but you at least know that Philly won't be able to shortchange him because his market value has skyrocketed. You know what I mean? Like, those are some guys. Miles Bridges will be out there. His market value will have tanked because of all he went through. I mean, somebody's got to sign him, right? I know we on this whole culture thing here in Detroit, but where has that got us? Having good guys for the culture. Go get a guy who from here, who hungry, who might be ready for an opportunity. And it would be perfect because you'll be able to get him and kind of push him off into a limited role where, not saying that he can't go get you 20, but he will know that he's not the man. He will know that it's Cade's team. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, we have perfect opportunity to go get some of these guys and some other guys that's available in trade that we could get. We may have to give up a beef stew to go get a John Collins. That's something that I'm willing to do. Call me crazy. I would do it. DeAndre Hunter. That's another guy that I would be looking to target and trade possibly. But yeah, it's some guys out there when we talk about free agents. What's another guy? Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is a guy that I like from New Orleans who got a stroke. He can stroke it. He's out on injury right now, but he's gonna be a restricted free agent. That's another guy you could throw the bag up. I like Simone Fontecchio, the guy out in Utah. Another guy out in Utah. He stroke it. He's pretty athletic. You know what I mean? He's a restricted free agent looking to get it back. You got Patrick Williams out there, restricted free agent looking to get it back. I wouldn't overpay for Patrick Williams services though. I'm just gonna be honest. Caleb Martin out in Miami. You got KJ Martin out in Philly. Didn't get a lot of time, but I feel like that's a young player with some lot of athleticism. You get him out on the open floor in the second unit, he could definitely do some damage. It's a lot of guys out there, you know what I mean? You just gotta go get those guys. Go get those. Gary Trent Jr., another guy that's trended on my list. Obi Toppin. Some guys out there, right? That won't be top of the line free agents. That will be looking for some opportunity, looking for some cash, looking for some security, so you can give a guy a 2 or 3 year deal. That's good, man. And it'll have us in line to a lot of the money coming off our books when it's time to re-up with Duren and possibly Ivey. That's what you want, man. So those are some pieces I'd be looking at. I'd be looking at trying to get it forward. Some guys in there that could possibly replace Bogdan Bogdanovich and Bojan. And 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 maybe a replacement for Alec Burks. I was thinking like a Gary Harris would be a good fit for a Alec Burke replacement. Not only do you get a little scoring and get that shooting, but you'll also get some defense. I think you want to upgrade. I would be looking to probably upgrade from Bogey with a player like Gary Trent Jr. Like that's a guy who I pay the 19, 18 million, 20 million. Then I'm paying Bogey right now and let him take Bogey's spot and move on from Bogey. Like, like if this summer is not the summer that we move on from Bogey, then I don't know. I just feel like the guy doesn't provide any defense. Like when you can go 10 games and you're a full net negative, and that same 10 game span, Asar, 5 out of 10 games is in a net positive. But coach won't play him because he can't shoot. So how valuable is shooting? And I just think I'm just at a point where I feel like I value when I look at players, I look at a lot more than just shooting. Don't get it twisted. If I'm looking for some shooters, that's why I got Matt Ryan and Fantaccio. I got those guys on the list because they provide some shooting. But then I'm looking for more. I'm looking for guys that actually provide some basketball flow. Like a Kelly Oubre is the type of guy that I'm really high on. I just pull up my target list for free agents. Marcus Morris is a guy that I would target. A guy who's been here, he's played here for the Pistons. A vet, you know what I mean? That would be my vet guy if I could get a vet. That's one of my vet targets that I got on the list. John Collins is a guy that I'll probably target. Miles Bridges, DeAndre Hunter, KJ Martin. So that's probably a list of guys that I would probably look at as first options. You know what I mean? And once the scene continues to go deep and get deeper, then you can start to get deeper. If you can't find those guys in free agency, then it's time to exercise trades. And that's how you do it, man. You facilitate some trades. You might have to look for some of those guys that these other teams might want to sign, and you facilitate some signing trades. There's ways to look at it, and there's some guys that's out there. That's all I'm saying as far as pertains to free agency. Detroit has to take a different approach. We can't take we out here, we the man on the market approach. We gotta take that same approach we took to sign guys like Jeremy Grant when he left Denver and he showed he might have been ready for a bigger role and a bigger contract. Those are the type of guys we should be targeting. All right. I guess we can talk a little more Cade and Jaden coexisting. Like I don't understand why it's just such a right. It's just such a such a topic within the fan base that we feel like we gotta separate the two of these guys. Like I just don't get it. Like we saw something similar like this with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Like the basketball world and ESPN and you fans and stuff, y'all was so wanting to break Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum up. Even now, it's still like people don't want to kind of accept that. Like, it's like, well, they got to win. If they don't win, then it's not working. Even though they got the best record in basketball. It's like, well, they got to win a championship or it's not working. And I feel like we kind of do the same thing with Jaden and Cade. Granted, it's definitely not on that type of level because we haven't been privy to some of the wins. And I feel like that's a direct result of the fact that we haven't been privy to seeing these guys play together. Can we get them on the floor together? Can we play them extended minutes together? Can we keep them together? Can we stop trying to not have these guys playing together? Not only that, can we let Jaden be involved? Just having him on the flow, that's whack. No, he got to be involved, man. The boy got energy. The boy got a certain type of a pace and a certain type of drive, a certain type of let's go get it about them that the rest of the team don't have. None of them. They don't have that. None of them have that. Let's go. None of them. And I just think he provides that, and I think we need that. I don't think we're better without Cade. That's not what I think at all. I just think that when Cade isn't there, we start to see some issues that are a problem when Cade is there. And we should be trying to address those, you know what I mean? But regardless, I just think you just got to give it time, man. Let these kids develop. Let them keep growing and grooming with one another. Stop talking about what they can't do. They 2 years in, man. Both of them 2 years in. Just finished the 100-game mark for both of them. Like, they both just really getting developed. If this was their rookie year and they went to the playoffs, this would still be their first year. Like, come on, man. Let these guys play basketball. Let them grow their chemistry. Not only let them grow their chemistry, let the guys play with each other. Like, can Cade, Asar, Duran, and Ivey get on the court with each other? Like, why can't they? They did all that playing in the summertime at Rico Hines and all of that building chemistry, all for them to come back and not be able to play with each other because the coach has some grand scheme that, hey, I think this guy fits better here. I think he runs the offense better. I've just had somebody, even after last night's game, somebody said, yeah, see, Jaden need to be the sixth man. You could tell Cunningham runs the offense better. Are y'all freaking serious thinking that Killian runs the offense better? Killian doesn't run the offense, man. Killian literally, like, kinds of like try not to be in the way. Like, he's just gotten better at doing that. Like, he's gotten better at not being the reason why something bad is happening. That's all you see from him. Oh, I'm better at not turning it over. I'm better at not forcing a shot. I'm better at not. He's better at not doing those things, but he still hasn't got better at doing. Besides that little in the paint midi, which I ain't gonna lie, boy got that on lock. That in the paint fadey midi, he got that shit on lock. But other than that, not seeing it, man. Not seeing it. So that's all I got for y'all today. I ain't gonna beat a dead horse. Tomorrow I'll come back with some more off-season stuff, man. We could talk some free agents. We could talk some draft picks. Right now I'm trying to keep it low on talking free agents and talking draft picks because you want to kind of clear the deadline. Because if you don't clear the deadline, then it's just like, yo, something could happen and everything that you talked about was just a waste of time, right? That's why I don't really get into the trade talks and the trade machine and all of that stuff. I don't really get into that, man. I just keep it G, keep it funky, and assess the day for the day and keep it moving. So that's what I got for y'all. That's the show for that. Hey, man, stop coming at me, man. Just because my name the Guru, don't get mad at me, bruh. I don't care how you feel, bruh, about me calling myself the Guru. I don't care, bruh. Like, I don't care, bruh. That's you and your feelings, man. You can't be mad about me, bruh, and me recognizing what I do. The reason why I call myself the Guru is because I do the due diligence to call myself the Guru, bruh. I don't just talk sports. I don't just give my opinion. I actually go do research. I actually, like, you know what I mean? I put some thought into this, man. This is not just an average guy. So, no, I'm not average. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're offended, man. You don't like my opinion? Don't like it. Don't agree with it. We don't gotta agree all the time, man. All right? But get about your feelings though, because of my opinion, man. You know what I'm saying? Talking about humble yourself. Boy, grown man. If you don't get off my thread, hey, that's what I got for y'all, man. It's been another show. It's your host, Fresh. And you know what to do, man. Like, add, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you think about the show. Share it on a platform. Tell a friend. Tell somebody. If you're interested in coming on here and talking some sports, come on here and let's talk. And you can understand why I'm the guru, man. I'll let you get a first glimpse, a first upfront, close, uh, in face, personal, one-on-one with the guru and why I'm him, man. But that's what I got for y'all talking Detroit basketball. Go Pistons. Fresh, I'm out.